Good evening, Pute. Can you all hear me properly?
Good evening, Miss.
Right. As I told you at the introductory video, I thought of doing this one because, as I know, students are very reluctant to do past papers, isn't it? Right? Isn't it? Isn't it? Right. Good evening, Pute. Can you all hear me properly? Right. So in the sessions that I have started, I'll be doing this one time to time to discuss new past papers starting from 2019 A-level. That means these are new syllabus past papers. Now the new syllabus was introduced at 2017. The first paper was started from 2019 onward. I thought of starting from the recent most paper because it was a very recent one, which I also went for marking in that paper. So I thought of starting with that, and eventually we'll go to 2019 also. And if we have enough time before the examination, we will do a few previous year's questions also, if you are interested in this session. Hi, I hope everyone is now ready with the paper, and time to time there are some special things also to discuss about. I'll be using both the languages, Sinhala and English. ඔගලන්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැති ඕනම දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් මම සිංහලෙනුත් කතා කරනවා ඉංග්‍රීසි වලිනුත් කතා කරනවා ඕනම දෙයක් ඕනම වෙලාවක අහන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකේ කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. හරි? පස්සේ වුණත් ඔයගලන්ට මගේ contact number එක මම දාන්නම් පස්සේ ඔයගලන්ට මගෙන් ඕන දෙයක් අහලා දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. මම කියනවා පළවෙනියටම I'm not the perfect teacher to teach everything in biology, but I am having some experience throughout many years regarding A-level biology, national advanced level biology. In that case, I'm currently a teacher at a government school, and I'm having a bit of experience regarding that. But in the discussions, there may be some places that I also don't know the answer, but I am clearly telling that if I don't know the answer, I'll be happy to ask from some another person who is expert in that, and I'll be clarifying that doubt to you. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මොන හරි මම ඩිස්කස් කරන්න යන අතරේ මගේ වැරදි උත්තරයක් ආවොත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අහන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තවත් ටීචර් කෙනෙක් අපේම ඒරියා එකේ ඉන්න තව ටීචර් කෙනෙක්ගෙන් අහලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒ ඩවුට් එක ක්ලැරිෆයි කරලා කියලා දෙන්න කැමතියි. ඒකෙන් කියන්නේ මම පර්ෆෙක්ට් නැහැ මෙතන. මමත් කාලයක් තිස්සේ මේව බලලා කරලා ඉන්න කෙනෙක්. ඒ නිසා වැරදීම් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි අපි ෆුල් ට්‍රයි එක දෙමු මේ දේ හරියට කරගන්න. ඕගොල්ලෝ තුනන්දෙන් මේ වැඩේ කරાવી කියලා හිතනවා. හරි විනාඩියක් දෙන්න. හරි පුතේ. හැමෝටම මම ෂෙයා කරපු ડોකියුමන්ට් එක පේනවද?
Yes, Miss.
හරි. මම ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ටරි වීඩියෝ එකෙත් කිව්වා ඔයගලන්ට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන් තරම් එක්සැමිනේෂන් ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් එකෙන් ඉෂුව කරපු papers and marking schemes. paper book වලට ගියාම the disadvantage is that they have some retyped papers. There are some errors in the questions as well as in the marking. So that now in the internet, I think 2019 to 24 A-level papers are available. If anyone do not have any of the papers, you can contact me also. You can get the original papers. In the recent most years only, I have the original papers and the marking scheme. 22, 23 and 24 I have. So you can go through the real one, right? So I'm not telling not to use that past paper books, right? Past paper book එක use කරන්න but කල්පනාවෙන් answers එහෙම පොඩක් බලද්දි පුළුවන් තරම් හරියකට යන්න. හරි. There's a special thing to tell. The MCQ paper, you know, as I told you, even one MCQ will be determining your future. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා MCQ එකක් කරන එකෙන් ඔයාගේ ඉන්න grade එක වෙනස් වෙයි. A ද B ද C ද ඔහොම කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ ඒකෙන් ඔයා යන faculty එක determine වෙයි. ඔයා යන university එක determine වෙයි. එතකොට ඒ නිසා හැම වෙලෙම මහන්සි වෙන්න පුළුවන් තරම් මේකේ MCQ ගාන වැඩි කරගන්න. ඒ වගේම කියනවා මෙතන 50 MCQs තියෙනවානේ. 50 MCQs කියන්නේ half of the paper is here. එතකොට මේකෙන් ඔයාට පුළුවන් තරම් secure කරගන්නවා කියන්නේ marks ඔයගලන්ගේ ලොකු ලකුණක් උඩට එනවා second paper එකත් එක්කම තව improve කරගත්තොත්. first එකෙන් පුළුවන් තරම් ලකුණු ගන්න. Then try to improve the second part as well. I'm not telling to only focus on one, but still some children are having idea just to focus more on second paper. They are not even thinking of first paper. They think that they can eventually do first paper if they are doing the second part. But still MCQ, while you are doing only the MCQ number is also improving. ඔයා අන්තිමට කරන MCQ papers වල ගණන් තියෙන ලකුණු ඒ ගණන්ම තමයි ඇත්තටම exam paper එකට යන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ final paper 10 විතර marks එකතු කරලා ඔයගලන් summary එකක් ගත්තොත් ඒ ගාන තමයි ඔයගලන්ගේ A level වලදී maintain වෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා මේ අන්තිම දවස් ටිකේ ඔයගලන්ගේ මෙතන කීප දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා අන්තිමට විභාග ලියන අන්තිම දවස් ටිකේ මේක තව පොඩ්ඩක් වැඩි කරගන්න බලන්න at least එකක් දෙකක්වත් improve කරගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගලන් past papers ආයි වතාවක් දෙකක් කරන්න past school papers කරන්න ඕන දෙයක ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් මම ඉන්නවා කියන එකත් කියනවා හරිද අපි ටිකක් කතා කරන ගමන් තව දේවල් ටිකක් කතා කරමු paper එකේ හරි I'm coming to the very first question here. First, it is asking which of the following is considered as basic functional unit of life. Functional unit, you know, structural and functional unit of life is cell. So that correct answer here is answer number 3, cell. Do you agree with me? Apute, do you all agree with me?
Yes, miss.
Hi. This is an easy question. No one would think that this kind of easy question would come into an examination. But still, you are getting this kind of questions also. And also see, this is the first question. පළවෙනි question එක ළමයෙක්ට ගොඩාක් අමාරු question එකක් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට first unit එකෙන් තමයි first question එක එන්නේ. එතකොට usually it's an easy question. You know, once you did this question and you're having a confidence that I would do the paper really well, you know, it's kind of a psychological important thing. Hi, I'm coming to the second question. Which of the following statements is correct regarding carbohydrates? Let's go one by one. You also need to help me to find out the correct answer here. We'll see one by one each statement whether these are correct or wrong. Which of the following statements is correct regarding carbohydrates? Condensation reaction between glucose molecules, two glucose molecules, forms a non-reducing sugar molecule. Glucose plus glucose, what is formed with it? It's forming maltose. Do you remember? Right, let's talk a little about non-reducing sugars and reducing sugars. Give me 1 minute. Right, firstly about reducing sugars. It's another color to see it properly. It's 1 minute. Right, reducing sugars. So we are taking this one as the first one. So reducing sugars, they can reduce some substance while themselves being oxidized. For reducing sugars, what is the test that we are usually using for this? If you can remember, that's Benedict test, no? So, wait. Right. In the Benedict test, we have copper 2 plus ions in the solution. Copper 2 plus ions are giving blue color into Benedict solution. Do you remember? This is reducing into Cu2O, brick red precipitate in the presence of reducing sugars, isn't it? Brick red color precipitate. So you can understand that this 2 plus is now reduced into copper 1 plus here. So this reducing sugar is the one who reduced this compound into copper 1 plus ion. That means reducing sugar is simultaneously it's being oxidized. A sugar which is capable of oxidizing while reducing something, we call it as a reducing sugar. For example, we can say glucose is a reducing sugar. All the monosaccharides are reducing sugars, right? Other than that, disaccharides such as maltose and lactose are reducing sugars. So only non-reducing sugar that we learn in our syllabus is sucrose. Do you remember? Right. So sucrose is the non-reducing sugar that we know. So according to our question, it came like this. Two glucose molecules form a non-reducing sugar. It's wrong. It's producing a reducing sugar. Maltose is the reducing sugar. Do you agree with that? Right. So Pute, always now, like who are going to the exam, those children do not have time to write certain things and do the exam papers. That means මොනහරි ලියන්න review කරන්න වෙලාව මදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But those who are writing for the examination at 2026, 2027 children, if you are here, get used to write something in front of these sentences. Always get something from wrong sentences also. ඇයි මේක වැරදි කියලා හැම වෙලේම හොයන්න තේරුණාද? හරි. එතකොට මෙතන second sentence is telling galactose is the ketose sugar. Galactose කියන්නේ ketose sugar එකක්ද? ඒක ගැනත් කතා කරලෙමු මොනවාද මේ aldoses and ketoses කියන්නේ කියලා. Right. Carbonyl group. Right? There are few carbonyl groups. I'm talking a bit of chemistry here. There is one carbonyl group like this, C double bond O H. For example, if you write a compound, you may write CH3, C double bond O, H. This we call it as aldose. Aldehyde, right? Aldehyde is the correct term. Got it? And another one, C double bond O. This we call it as keto group. If a compound is having, let's say, for example, CH3, C double bond O, CH3, we call it as it's a ketose. So this is the ketone sugar, right? Not a sugar here. I'm telling this compound here. This is ketone, right? Another carbonyl group is there that we call it as C double bond O, OH. This we call it as carboxylic group, right? Carboxyl group. So for example, you may write CH3, C double bond O, OH. This we call it as a carboxylic acid. Understood? So these are the three types of carbonyl groups that we are learning in chemistry and biology. So here, the monosaccharides we divide into two categories, aldoses and ketoses, depending on the carbonyl group present. These two types of the groups are present in these molecules that we learn. So aldoses, the two examples given for us is glucose and galactose. Right? And in the ketose sugar, these are aldoses in biology here. These sugars, right? Aldose sugar. And here, ketose sugars, we have fructose, right? Okay. Understood? Right. I'm going back to the description. Do you need me to keep this for a while? Okay. Moving. Hi. So second one is also wrong. The first one is wrong. Second one is also wrong here because only ketones that we learn here is fructose. Glucosamine is monomer of storage components in fungi. What is the storage component in fungi, children?
Glycogen.
Starch, yes. So starch is having glucose as the monomer, not glucosamine. Agree? That's why this statement is wrong. Okay, children? Right. Here the answer is fourth one. Galactouronic acid is the monomer of a structural polysaccharide in plant. What is it? Pectin is made up of galactouronic acid. So you may write pectin here. So fourth one is the answer here. Hemicellulose is a branch polysaccharide made up of trioses. I guess I was disconnected. Can you all hear me properly?
Yes, Miss.
Hi. Here fifth one, pentoses and hexoses here. Right. I'm going to the third one, children. I'm telling a lot of background detail. Don't know whether these are necessary for you or not. So I thought of discussing this fully. This will be remaining for the future students as well. So that I thought of doing that. But if I am doing any mistake, do not hesitate to tell. As I told you, I'm not the perfect one, but I'm still trying to do something for you guys. Okay? This will really helpful for the ones who are sitting for the examination this time. ඒ වගේම ලියන්න ඉන්න 2026 27 maybe in coming up generations this will be there. Right, I'm going to the third one here, Pute. I have not started recording, but still, I guess this is available in YouTube also. I no need to record it again, but just for the security, I'll just start the recording also and keep. Right here, I'm going to the next one here, third one. A DNA molecule is regarding mitochondria. A DNA molecule is present in the intermembrane space. Where do we see a DNA molecule in the mitochondria? Inside the matrix of mitochondria, no? Isn't it? Right. So, wait. So this is wrong. Not in intermembrane space that we can find out mitochondrial DNA. DNA is there in the matrix of mitochondria. Enzymes required for Krebs cycle are embedded in the inner membrane. Krebs cycle is happening in the matrix. Therefore, enzymes needed for Krebs cycle are there in the matrix itself, not in the inner membrane. In the inner membrane, we have enzymes necessary for oxidative phosphorylation. ATS ribosomes and phosphate granules are located in the matrix. Second part is correct. The first part is wrong. So that complete statement is wrong here. Neither. Fourth one, a pyruvate molecule is converted to an acetyl coenzyme A molecule by releasing two carbon dioxide molecules. Let's discuss this too. Right, pyruvate molecule is having 3 carbons, right? So acetyl coenzyme A is having 2 carbons. This is 3 carbon. This is 2 carbon, children, right? So when it is converting into 2 carbon compound, obviously you should know 1 carbon dioxide is released. But remember, regarding the complete process, from 1 glucose molecule, 2 pyruvate are produced. If 2 acetyl coenzyme are produced, 2 carbon dioxide should be released. Another. Hi. Hi. Listen to this one also, Putte. When it comes to MCQ paper, some children are waiting till the last moment to mark the MCQs in the given sheet as well. Last minute වෙනකන් හිටියොත් I have heard many stories that they have confused and they have missed at certain point and they have marked all the other answers wrongly. කියන්නේ එක තැනක් miss වෙලා ඔක්කොම ටික වැරදියට mark කරපු අය ඕන තරම් ඇවිල්ලා අඬාගෙන කියනවා අනේ මිස් මෙහෙම වුණා අර වුණා. අපි කොච්චර ළමයින්ට ස්කූල් වල කිව්වත් මේක මේ වෙලාවෙම මාක් කරන්න කියලා ළමයි අහන්නේ නැහැ. ළමයි අර එක්සෑම් ප්‍රෙෂර් එකත් එක්ක අනිවාර්යෙන් ළමයි වරද්ද ගන්නවා මාක් කරන්න ගියාම. ඒ වගේ රිස්ක් එකක් ගන්න එපා. ඒ වෙලේ MCQ එක කරා ඔයගලන්ගේ given paper එකේ ඔයගලන් ඒ වෙලෙම මාක් කරගන්න හරි question එක, හරි answer එක. Oh, if you are having a doubt, use pencil first, then use the pen later, right? Pen එකෙන් හරියට mark කරලා තියන්න. කපන්න කොටන්න යන්න වඩා ලේසියිනේ pencil එකෙන් mark කරලා හරියට ආයි පස්සේ mark කරන්න. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් bio paper එකේ නම් timing මදි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකට හේතුව අර chemistry වල තරම් physics වල තරම් there's nothing to do calculations නා. ඒතකොට timing වල issue එකක් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට එන්නේ. හැබැයි use that time wisely to read the questions properly and write the answers. ඒ කියන්නේ correct කියලා අහලා තිබ්බොත් ඒක අනිවාර්යෙන් underline හරි කරගන්න. wrong කියලා අහලා තිබ්බොත් ඒක underline කරලා හරි උත්තරේ හරියට ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක වැරදුනොත් එහෙම සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයගලන් හරියට උත්තරේ දන්නවා but still you are writing you are marking something else. නිසා හරි කල්පනාවෙන් important points underline කරලා ගත්තත් කමන්නේ first time reading එකේදී හරියට හිතලා බලලා උත්තරේ බලන්න. ආයෙත් ඕන double check කරනවා වැඩිය හොඳයි. හැබැයි සමහරව ඉන්නවා කොටස double check කරන්න ගිහලා හරි උත්තරෙත් වරද්ද ගන්න කට්ටිය එහෙම කරන්න එපා. හරියට කරන්න. හරි? අනවශ්‍ය stress එකක් ගන්න එපා. timing හරියට balance කරන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ සමහර questions තියෙනනේ bio වලත් ගොඩක් read කරලා වෙලාව අරන් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ questions වලට time එක ඉතුරු කරගෙන for example දැන් මේකේ first question එක නම් හිතන්න නැතුව උනත් ගහන්න පුළුවන් answer එක. එතකොට that you have to save that time. Do not spend more time in that kind of questions and move to next question sooner, right? Hi, I was in the third question. I discussed up to third statement here. Fourth statement නේද? හරි. Fifth one තමයි correct statement එක මේකේ. Cristae contain enzymes that are essential for oxidative phosphorylation. Cristae එකේ enzymes තියෙනවා oxidative phosphorylation එක. මොකද inside the using the inner membrane cristae only the oxidative phosphorylation is happening. හරිද පුතේ? Right. I'm going to the fourth one. Which of the following occurs during both telophase and telophase 1 and telophase 2 of meiosis? Asking about meiosis, comparison between two phases of the meiosis. Remember very well, this is a good place for you to understand. There may be in future, there may be questions coming in the structure. They say they are asking you to compare the different phases of the cell cycle. Cell cycle එකේ එක තැන් compare කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. එතන තමයි හරි understanding එක එන්නේ. අදකේ දෙද්දී ඔයගලන් compare කරලා බලන්න. කොහොමද meiosis 1 එකේදී prophase එක meiosis 2 එකේ prophase එකෙන් වෙනස් වුනේ. ඊළඟට metaphase එක meiosis 1 එකේ එක second එකෙන් වෙනස් වුනේ කොහොමද? ඒ වගේ පොඩි comparison එකක් දාලා බලන්න. ඔය වගේ ඒවා structure දෙක එකට හරියට අහනවා. Because who is making paper that the professor who is making the paper, he's much interested in comparisons mostly, right? Yeah, comparisons ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට දානවා. ඒ කියන්නේ සමහරලාට මේ ගන්න ස්ට්‍රක්චර් දෙසේම තමයි කවදා හරි දවසක MCQ තමයි ස්ට්‍රක්චර් දෙසේ වෙලා එන්නේ පස්සේ. හරි? Right. Let's see. Yeah, here you can easily get the answer. Decondensation of chromosomes into chromatin occurs in both the phases. That is a similarity between telophase 1 and telophase 2 of meiosis. Right, I'm giving an additional question for you to think again. I'm asking, write a difference between telophase 1 and telophase 2 of meiosis. Write down the question there. Write the difference between telophase 1 and telophase 2 of meiosis. Telophase 1 එකේ telophase 2 එකේ meiosis වල difference එකක් අහන්නෙම. දන්නව නම් උත්තරේ දෙන්න බලන්න. Hari Pute, did you get an answer? Answer එකක් හමුනාද? මොනවාද difference එක? මොන හරි තියෙනවද? නැත්නම් වෙනසක් නැද්ද? telophase 1 එකේදී genetically non-identical nuclei කීයක් හදනවද අපේ? How many? අපතේ?
2.
Yes, 2. In the telophase 2, 4 genetically non-identical nuclei are formed. That's the difference, isn't it? තාම මොනවද තියෙනවද ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හිතන්න? Hi, I'm moving to the fifth question, everyone then. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් සහ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ආන්සර් එකක් ආවොත් කියන්න තව මීට වඩා මගේ එකටත් වඩා. All right, the fifth question, in addition to chloroplast, that the enzymes that catalyze photorespiration are located in very direct question. You know, 24 paper is very direct compared to the last 2 years, 23, 22, that they had big sentences. It is time consuming, but here the answers are really direct answers type questions are given here. Addition to chloroplast now, peroxisomes and mitochondria, answer number 2. So the 3 organelles are involved in photorespiration. Make a summary here. What are the 3 organelles? Mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisome. So write 1, 2, 3 over here. Right, I'm moving to the next question. A product of the Calvin cycle that serves as the precursor molecules for glucose synthesis is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, G3P, that's the compound that we write. G3P is the one going to produce glucose. Some of the G3P is going to regenerate RUBP. Meanwhile, a few is going to produce carbohydrates such as glucose. So answer number 6 is correct here. Okay. Hi. Number 7, total number of ATP and NADH molecules produced per one molecule of, underline this part, one molecule of glucose in glycolysis. One molecule of glucose produces 4 ATP. Some have a confusion because in the book we are taking 2 answers here. 4 ATP is equivalent to 2 net ATP because at the beginning we are using 2 ATPs to activate the substrate. So 4 are produced, 2 are utilized, so that we are writing it as a net number. But if actually the question is asking how many are produced, not the use amount, so that no other answer. Answer is 4. And NADH, there are 2 NADH produced from one glucose molecule. So answer number 5 is the answer. Okay? Got it?
Yes.
Hi. We'll give you a little time to go through these 7 questions. Give me a little time. I'll be back and we'll discuss the rest of the questions. Okay? Hi. Mm, right. Thank you, Anuku. Metindu venaka okay the.
Yes, Miss.
Hi. I'm going to the rest of the question paper. Mm, right. This is regarding plants. Plant lesson in third unit is taken here. Yeah. Microphyls of some vascular plants have branch veins. Megaphils. No, that is wrong, right? Roots were present in ancestors of modern vascular plants. Absent, right? Presence of stomata is unique to vascular plants. No, if you can remember, in the bryophytes, sporophytes itself had stomata, so that is wrong. Some vascular plants having symbiotic gametophytes. That is the correct answer here. In Lycophyta phylum, we have some symbiotic gametophytes. Flagellated sperms are absent in vascular plants. No way that cycles have flagellated gametes, sperm especially, right? Right. Moving to the ninth question. Which of the following combinations of plant phyla and their gametophyte is or are correct? Bryophyta, dioecious, gametophyte. What's the meaning of dioecious? Having two types of gametophytes, isn't it? Monoecious means? Wait. Monoecious. This is correct, not wrong, right? The dioecious gametophyte is there in bryophyta. Female and male gametophytes, two different gametophytes are there. That means dioecious is there, right? You know, like Antheridia and Archegonia are produced in two different types of gametophytes now in Organatum. So that it is correct. Pterophyta, photosynthetic. Yes. If you can remember the shape of the Pterophyta gametophyte, have a heart shape, no? Heart-shaped gametophyte, which is photosynthetic. So answer D is also correct. Cycadophyta, reduced gametophyte. It's very reduced and it is totally dependent on the sporophyte. Therefore, that is also correct. So answer 5 is correct. A, B, and C. Okay with that? Right, moving to the next one. Right. Some features present in two animals labeled as A and B are as follows. Let's see first one. Endoskeleton, closed circulatory system, and coelom. Let's have a little background knowledge here. We know two animal phyla which is having open circulatory system, which is Arthropoda and Mollusca. Then closed circular systems are present in Annelida, Echinodermata, and Chordata. Correct? So here, having an endoskeleton from these guys, only these two having an endoskeleton, closed circulatory system, and a coelom also there. These two, both of these are coelomic animals, so we can suspect whether it's a chordate or echinodermate. Just wait for the second sentence. Exoskeleton, open circulatory system, and gills. So among the two phyla having a open circulatory system, we discussed these two Annelida, Arthropoda and Mollusca. Gills are present in mollusks, right? So arthropod, have they mentioned in our book they are having gills? Let me check. Not mentioned about gills. Gills are there. Aquatic arthropods are having gills. So it may be arthropoda or mollusca, but there's no answer containing chordate. And one second, please. Right. Here, the correct answer is Echinodermata and Mollusca, having exoskeleton, both of these guys, and gills are also present in both of these guys, but still there's no answer containing Chordata and Arthropoda. So answer is fourth one. Do you agree with that? Right.
Yes,
Give
ma'am.
me 1 minute, okay? Right. Let's go to the next question, children. Asking about the animal show first signs of sepalization. If you can remember, that's about platyhelminthes. They don't have sepalization, but still they showed signs of sepalization, right? Right? So they are not coelomic. They don't have jointed legs, and they don't have muscular foot. They are not radial symmetrical. Answer is first one. They are a central nervous system. In the 13 book, you are discussing in the nervous system. They do have a brain, the cerebral ganglion. We call it as the brain. So they do have central nervous system, including the nerve cord, right? 12th one, moving to the 12th one. Right, asking sometimes So some types of plant cells and their functions are given below. Balam. Select the response that indicates all correct combinations of cell type and function. Balam. ඒකත් එක Q එක වැරදිනේ. මේ වගේ වදී easiest method is to remove the wrong answers, right? වැරදි answers ටික ටක් ගාලා හම්බුන ගමන් අයින් කරා. So එක වැරදිනේ. A Q වෙන්න බෑනේ කීයටවත්. Sclerenchyma is not a transporting water. Sclerenchyma is the supporting tissue. Agree? So A P. That one is correct. Let's see. The others are correct. B R. Collenchyma. Storage of starch. No. So that second one is also directly wrong. Third one, AP, correct. BP, Collenchyma, providing support, correct. CQ, tracheids, transport water, correct. DR, parenchyma, storage of starch, correct, no? Third one is the correct answer here. If you want, you can check the others also. But still, third one, we got it as correct. So it is the easiest method in this kind of questions. Where the answers ටික mark කරගන්න ටක් ගාලා දිගට වලන්න. කොට ඒතර time එකතු කරගෙන ගන්න. ඉතින් එහාට බලන එක තේරුමම නැහැ නේ එකක් වර්දින්න. Hi. I'll give you like 5 minutes for you to go through what we discussed so far. I'll also drink some water and come. Please study, okay? let's start පුතේ. Coming to the 13th question, which of the following statements regarding plant meristem is correct? Let's see one by one. Lateral meristems and apical meristems are involved in secondary growth. First part is correct. Second part is wrong. Apical meristems are involved in primary growth, not secondary growth. This whole statement is wrong. Short apical meristem produces new cells both inwards and outwards. Wrong. It is producing cells only inward. This part is correct. Outward is wrong. So this statement is also wrong. And third one, regrowth of broken leaves of monocots occur due to the action of lateral meristem. No, it's due to intercalary meristem, right? So that it is also wrong here, right? Intercalary meristem. Number 4, lateral meristem contributes to form the periderm. Yes, in the secondary growth only, the periderm is formed due to the action of cocambium. So secondary growth, the cocambium is a lateral meristem, so that's correct. Meristems are always active. No, meristems can remain dormant, if you can remember. So that this is wrong. Inactive phases also there. Meristems can remain dormant, right? If you don't know, please write it and keep, okay? Hi. Shall we go to the 14th question then? 14th one. Select the correct statement regarding the water loss in plant. Guttation occurs throughout the day. No, guttation happens only at night. Transpiration rate is high when humidity is high. No. Transpiration rate is low in days like rainy days. වැස්ස තියෙන දවසට transpiration rate එක අඩුයි. Relative humidity වැස්ස දවසට වැඩි නේ. එතකොට transpiration rate is low at rainy days. මේක වැරදි. Transpiration rate is low when relative humidity is high. Okay? About 50% of water in plant is lost due to stomatal transpiration. No, about 70% as I remember. If I'm wrong, just look at the book. Water loss decreases due to increase of turgor in the guard cells. Water loss decreases when the turgidity in the guard cells increases. Stomata are open. So if the stomata are open, transpiration rate is high. So that fourth one is also wrong. Root pressure is needed for guttation. Yes, guttation occurs due to root pressure. So that answer 5 is correct. 15th question. The deficiency of which of the following elements cause chlorosis, poor growth and death of leaf tips in plants correctly, respectively? 15th one answer is 2, sulfur, oxygen and nickel. There's an important thing to say about this 15th question. If you check from 2019 onwards, there is always a question from this table. මේ table එකකින් අනිවාර්යෙන් question එකක් තියෙනවා පුතේ. ඒ නිසා අනිවාර්යෙන් ඔයාලා මේ table එක මතක තියෙන්නම ඕනි, including the form of absorption and the deficiency symptom. Absorb කරලා ගන්න විදිය හැම වෙලාවෙම example ගත්තොත් nitrogen N2 විදියට ගන්න බැහැනේ. ammonium or nitrite විදියට තමයි plants වලට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර ඒ ගන්න form එක මතක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හැම වෙලේම අහනවා source එක මොකක්ද කියලා අහනවා. ඊළඟට ඒකෙන් deficiency symptoms ඒක නැති වුණොත් ගහට මොනවාද තියෙන features කියන එකත් අහනවා. හරිද? ඒ නිසා ඔය තුනම හොඳට මතක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? Right. මේ table එක අනිවාර්යෙන් පාඩම් කරන්න කියන එක තමයි emphasis එක. especially for the ones who are sitting for the examination 2025. Right. The 8 nuclei in mature embryo sac of angiosperm are contained within 8 nuclei කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලානේ තියෙන්නේ. දැන් අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා අඳිමු මේක. This kind of structure is there. හරිද? මේකේ egg cell is this one, right? So egg cell is having one nucleus, right? Closer to the egg cell, there are two other cells. We call them as synergids. So these two are synergids. Right? So another two nuclei are over here. And there are 3 cells opposite to this egg cell. We call it as antipodal cells. So these are antipodal cells. Right? And another 2 nuclei are there in this center of this cell. We call it as polar nuclei. So altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So answers for 16th one, second one, 3 antipodal cells, central cell. This big one is the central cell, 2 synergids and the egg cell. So we'll mark this one. The red color one is the central cell. Draw and label, okay? Central cell. Right? And these we call it as polar nuclei. This is the egg cell. Along with the egg cell, we have 2 synergids. Wait a second, I'll label it properly. This one and this one here, synergid. And these 3 are antipodal cells. හරිද පුතේ? Antipodal cell. Okay? This complete structure, we call it as female gametophyte of angiosperms. Else, embryo sac is another term to say into the female gametophyte. Female gametophyte angiosperms වල female gametophyte එක අපි embryo sac කියලාත් කියනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි ඒකට කියනවා female gametophyte, right? හරි, okay. ඒ ටික හරිනේ? Shall I erase?
Okay, miss.
Right. I'm going to the next one then. Which of the following plant hormones stimulates seed germination? It's cytokinins and gibberellins. So answer A and D. Third one is the answer. Right. Here's another place. If you can remember in the book, we have another table for plant growth regulators. Plant growth regulators table, you should remember again. That is also having questions frequently in the question papers, right? So that make sure that you will go through that table and study it really hard. The terminology is also important when you're writing answers from that section, okay? Hard. Great. . 1 minute. Okay. Right. Coming to 18th question here. Which of the following statements regarding structures associated with tissues that provide support in animals is or are correct? Tissues that provide support, that is bones and cartilages now. Chondrocytes secrete collagen fibers, correct. Chondroitin sulfate and collagen fibers are the ones secreted by chondrocytes. Osteocytes are bone forming cells. No, they are mature bone cells that maintains the bone tissue. Osteons are the repeating units of mammalian hard bones, correct. Answer number 3, A and C only. So this question paper is very easy, very direct answers are there. You will see the difference when we start to discuss the next papers. They are not that easy, 2023, 2022 papers, right? Right, are you done? Right, moving. Right. Some organs in the human digestive system, enzymes associated with digestion and the substrate with these enzymes are given below. Correct combination is asked. So mouth is having amylase. Amylase digests polysaccharide. Are we having combination like that? No. Then stomach has peptine. Pepsine is digesting proteins. PDI. No combination as such. Small intestine, lipase, and pancreatic amylase is also there. Intestinal lipase. Intestinal lipase is acting on lipids. CFH. No combination like that. Intestine amylase, and it's acting on polysaccharide. That is correct. PEG. Okay. Right. We'll give you a little time to go through that page, and I'll be Okay, Putri, let's discuss this one also. Next one. Number 20. Select the correct statement regarding vitamins. Asking about vitamins. You know, there's another table, important table in the book. All tables are important, no? හැම table එකම පාඩම් කරගන්න හොඳට. All antioxidants are water-soluble vitamins. There are two antioxidants that we learn in our lesson, vitamin C and vitamin E. C is a water-soluble vitamin. And E is fat-soluble vitamin. There are four fat-soluble vitamins that we learn in this lesson. A, D, E, K are fat-soluble vitamins. So the statement says all antioxidants. No, that is wrong. Vitamin A deficiency reduces immunity. That is the correct answer here. Vitamin E helps in absorption of phosphorus. Let's go to the table and see. Here is the table in page number 178 and 172. Wait. Right, hope you can see it. Right, so it says in the question, vitamin E. Let's go to vitamin E. Wait. Here, vitamin E is acting as an antioxidant, not helping to absorb in calcium and phosphorus. So here, vitamin D. Remember very well, for the bone function, calcium and phosphorus are necessary vitamins. If you are having deficiency, you have some problems in bones, you are asked to have vitamin D. You can vitamin D ගන්න කියලා කියනවා bones වල ප්‍රශ්න තියෙන කට්ටියට. For example, osteoporosis වගේ තියෙනවා නම් ඊට පස්සේ bones වල issues තියෙන අයට ගන්න කියනවා vitamin D. හරි? That's not the correct answer here then. We'll go to the next answer as well. Vitamin K is necessary to maintain the epithelial tissue. Let's see which vitamin is necessary to maintain the epithelial tissue. Vitamin A is needed to maintain the epithelial tissue. So that is also wrong. Vitamin K is mostly involved in blood clotting. So remember that as well at this point. Production of red blood cells is reduced due to vitamin C deficiency. No way. Wait. Vitamin B is involved in production of red blood cells. Okay, so if you have anemia, you are asked to have vitamin B to stimulate production of red blood cells. Okay, we'll give you a little time to go through this few vitamins given here. Try to memorize now itself. මේ වෙලාවේ මතක තියාගන්න try එකක් දෙන්නකො ඔක්කොම පාඩම් කරන්න බැරිව at least දවසට එකක්වත් පාඩම් වෙන්න ඕනේ මේවා අහනවා and මේක ඇයි එහෙම අහන්නේ මේක this is important for us, you know. ඔයගොල්ලන් ඔය ගොඩාක් සැලුන්ස් වලට ගිහිල්ලා එහෙම හැඩ වැඩ වුණාට වැඩක් නැහැ. මෙන්න මේ vitamins and hormone balances හරියට නැත්නම් ඔයාලගේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ කැම වලින් මේක ගන්න ඕනේ multivitamins වලට යන්න කලින්. මේක very much important, right? ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැනගන්න ඕනේ අපිට මෙන්න මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ ආවොත් මේක තමයි අපේ ඇඟේ මදි කියන එකත් චුටි අයිඩියා එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? හරි. කියව ගන්න හැමෝම. Right. Okay, Putri, let's get back to the discussion. Right. During the cardiac cycle, stimulation of which of the following structures of the human heart results in emptying atria? This is also a very direct question. SA node, right? So SA node is stimulated to, it's giving the stimulation to atrial systole. 22. Which of the following statements regarding respiration of man is correct? Let's go one by one. Elevated blood pH can increase the depth and rate of lung ventilation, not elevated blood pH. You know, let's go to a description in here. You'll be doing exercises. Vigorous exercises will create a lot of carbon dioxide in your tissues, isn't it? This carbon dioxide will dissolve in water to produce carbonic acid. Right? Let me check if I got the correct formula. Yes. So this is dissolving into H pluses and bicarbonate ions. These H plus ions, you know, when H plus ions are more, that is reducing the pH value, creating more acidic environment so that pH is reduced, right? So reduction of pH is detected by three sensors. One is sensors in medulla oblongata, because this H pluses are diffused into cerebrospinal fluid and going to the brain, so that these are stimulated. Other than medulla oblongata, major blood vessels such as carotid arteries and aorta, right? So these three places having sensors to detect reduction of blood pH. So you can understand the first statement is wrong here, isn't it? Decrease in the pressure in the lungs in relation to outside air facilitate expiration. Decrease in the pressure in the lungs. No, increase in the pressure in the lungs relation to outside air facilitate expiration. If you just memorize this one, I will just tell what is happening in the inspiration and expiration. Let's talk first about inspiration. In the inspiration, our diaphragm muscles and intercostal muscles are contracted, so that as a result, the volume of the thoracic cavity is increased, because the diaphragm is usually like this. It's becoming a flat structure now because of the contraction of muscles, and sternum and rib cage will move forward, so that as a result, finally, the thoracic cavity volume will be increased. So with that, the pleural membranes will slide past each other by increasing the lung volume. Lung volume increase means lung pressure is reduced compared to the outside. So from outside to the lung, the air is eventually coming. The expiration, opposite is happening. The relaxation of diaphragm muscles and the relaxation of intercostal muscles will reduce the volume of the thoracic cavity, and the lung volume. It will increase the pressure than the external environment, so that there is a pressure gradient created between the lungs and the external environment, the air will move from lungs to the outside at the expiration, right? This is an easy one. So second one is also wrong. Sensors in the lung tissue contribute to prevent overexpansion of lungs during inspiration. This is true. Otherwise, inspiration will continue for longer time duration without stopping. So that third one is the correct answer. Let's see fourth and fifth also. High surface tension of the fluid that coats the alveolar lining facilitate external respiration. That is talking about the surfactant fluid. It's reducing the surface tension, not increasing also. It's surfactant fluid and alveolar fluid both are increasing the moist nature of the respiratory surface. So this is wrong. Higher partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the blood reaching the tissues of the systemic capillaries that in tissues facilitate internal respiration. Next. Blood reaching to the tissues should have high oxygen partial pressure, less CO2 partial pressure. Okay. Therefore, only from the blood to tissue, oxygen is diffused. From the tissue to blood, carbon dioxide is diffused. So this side is the tissue. This side is the blood capillary. Okay? Understood? Another. Hadapate?
Okay, miss.
Hi. 23rd one. Select the correct statement regarding human kidneys. Kidneys can I ahanne? Left kidney is situated slightly lower than the right kidney. No, right kidney is lower, right? So that is wrong. Majority of nephrons in the kidney are juxtamedullary nephrons. There are two types of nephrons, juxtamedullary nephrons and cortical nephrons. What is most abundant is cortical nephron. So that this is also wrong. Right there, cortical nephron. Next, number 3, kidneys contain sensors which can detect increase in blood pressure. Decrease in blood pressure, no? No, wrong. Kidneys can regulate blood pH by reabsorption of H plus through nephron. No. Kidneys play a role in production of red blood cells. Yes, they are producing a hormone called erythropoietin that is important in red blood cell production. Understood? Hi. We'll give you a little time to go through that few questions that I discussed now. We'll see after that, okay? Right. So children will continue with question number 23 we did, and 24 I'm going to. Today I'm discussing only 30 MCQs. We'll discuss the rest of the MCQs on another day. So I'm coming to this question here. Neurotransmitters are released into the synaptic cleft in chemical synapses as a response to which of the following? If you can remember, there is presynaptic membrane and there is postsynaptic membrane, and in between there is a synaptic cleft. So you know the action potential is reaching to the presynaptic membrane. When the action potential is here, calcium will diffuse into the cell. So that calcium will cause vesicles containing neurotransmitters will go towards the membrane, and they will bind to the membrane and release the neurotransmitters into the synaptic cleft, and these neurotransmitters then recaptured by the receptors in the postsynaptic membrane. මේකේ තියෙන receptors වලින් තමයි මේ release කරන neurotransmitters ටික ගන්න. So මේකේ answer එක එන්නේ fourth one, increasing calcium 2 plus concentration in presynaptic terminal. Answer 4. 25 is asking mechanoreceptors. Which of the following mechanoreceptors are present close to the surface of the skin? If anything is close to the surface of the skin, that will be helpful in light touch, okay, temperature. So 25 answer is free nerve endings, Meissner's corpuscles and Merkel's disc. Pacinian corpuscles are responsible for deep touch, so that is found inside the skin, more inward. So answer is 4, A, C, D only. All right, I'm moving to the next one. 26. Which of the following changes would occur in human body when deep body temperature drops below the normal temperature? So arteriole should constrict, you know, when the body temperature is increased than normal level. Let's say you're going outside in the daytime, your skin is getting red, meaning that your blood vessels are dilated in the high temperature. If the opposite should happen here, blood vessels should constrict, so that there are 3 answers containing this constrict, right? Okay. Let's see about the others also, so that you can directly cut these 2. Hair erector muscles in the skin contract. Why is that? They are contracting to generate some heat energy to increase the body temperature to the normal value. So contract. These 2 are having contract. So second one is wrong. It's telling relax, so that second one is wrong. And adrenaline level in the blood. Adrenaline, if the adrenaline increase, your body will produce more heat. Adrenaline and thyroxine are responsible in production of more heat by having more metabolic activities. So increase is the correct answer here. Fourth one. 26, fourth one. Arterioles constrict, hair erector muscles contract, and adrenaline level is increased in the blood. Right, okay, everyone? Right, before I go to the next page, we'll give you 2-3 minutes to go through what I discussed now. Take a little time and go through, okay? Right. So let's continue, children. 27. Select the correct statement regarding asexual reproduction of animals. Female worker of honeybees develop through parthenogenesis. No male drones are developed in this manner, right? Parthenogenesis without fertilization. From the egg itself, male drones are produced. Second one is the correct answer here. Platyhelminthes, some of them are reproduced asexually by regeneration. Next one, budding of hydra relies on mitotic and meiotic cell division. Budding of hydra relying only mitotic division because it's an asexual reproduction method. Fragmentation allows some annelids to produce some varied genotypes from a single parent. Fragmentation allows some annelids to produce varied genotypes. No, varied genotypes produced in sexual reproduction in meiosis, so this is wrong. Fragmentation is another asexual method. In changing environmental conditions, asexual reproduction would be more advantageous to nidarians. No. Right? Sexual reproduction is advantageous in changing environment. So that answer is 2 here. Moving to the next question, 28. Accessory glands associated with human male reproductive system and functions of their features of their secretions are given below. Select the response with all correct gland feature secretion combinations. So here is the correct answer AR, prostate gland, thin milky secretion containing citrate and anticoagulant enzymes. Then bulbourethral gland, T, clear alkaline mucus. Seminal vesicles, Q, thick alkaline secretion containing mucus and fructose. So answer is answer number 5. Yes. Moving to the next question, Sona. 29 is from bone tissue, bone lesson. Then skeletal system. It says some features of vertebrate of man labeled as PQR observed by student are given below. PQR would most likely to be respective. Let's read PQR. A large body and a prominent spinous process. That is about lumbar vertebrae. Like from the top to bottom, the size of the vertebral body is increased to bear the body weight. So lumbar vertebrae would be the largest vertebral body. No distinct body or spinous process. This should be cervical vertebrae. Among that, no distinct body or spinous process is not there in the first cervical vertebrae. And articulation facets on the body and transverse force processes found in thoracic vertebrae. So answer is answer number 4 here. Right. I'm going to the last question soon. Last question is asking, 30th one, which of the following processes present in the temporal bone of the man? So you have to have a little idea about the skull in order to write the answers here. I think Tenuli also has finished up to that. So answer is styloid process and mastoid process. Both are present in the temporal bone. Let me show you a picture. Right. Here, styloid process you can see. So this complete bone is the temporal bone. You can see that it's available here. Then I'll come to the mastoid process. You can see it here. Here you can see that again that is found in the temporal bone. So these are the functions of these are to attach. So correct answer here is answer to styloid process and mastoid process. Hi. So we are done with the first 30 MCQs in 2024 paper. If you have any issues regarding what we discussed, you can contact me through this number 071 2024 790 is my number. You can WhatsApp via this number and ask if you have any doubts related to the first few MCQs. And you can always have opinion, and you can always tell your idea also related to these discussions, because there may be certain places that you may not agree with my answer. Therefore, please go through this paper again and come back with some suggestions, or if you have any issues or questions. So everyone, I'm wishing you good luck for the examination, and I'm kind of a busy person, but still I'm trying to manage my time and discuss few past papers in future as well. My target is to cover the complete set of past papers, the new syllabus past papers. Let's see whether we can manage before the examination. So everyone, wishing you a good night and have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you, Miss. Good night.